What is up, guys? We are back again with another video, one of these topical videos, and in today's video we're going to discuss a concept that if you really understand and get your head around, you really effectively answer or rather you get the understanding of how to answer quite a lot of questions that will come up, both for if you're a coach and if you're an individual, right? And the topic is consistency versus novelty, right? And once you understand this and once you kind of get your head around it, it really does all become clear in your mind. Now, that's not to say it answers all of the questions you will have, and you do still have to educate yourself. You still do have to learn proper practices, processes, standard operating procedures, whatever you want to call them, but it does effectively allow you to look at things in the right light, right? And again, as I said, the topic is consistency rather than novelty, right? And the thing is, most people, they have this desire to do more, right? You know, if you start a fat loss diet, if you start a muscle gain program, if you start a fat loss program, whatever it is, whatever you start doing, you kind of want to do more. You have a lot of motivation. You're ready to execute on something. You just want to do something to kind of move you towards your goal, and that's great. Like, that high level of motivation is awesome because that's what's going to drive you forward. However, it is a double-edged sword because it quite often leads people to constantly wanting to do more, right? And the actual thing that they need to do is just do what they are doing consistently, right? You need to effectively learn patience rather than seeking novelty, right? And we've all been there. If you've successfully dieted before, if you are a coach yourself, if you have helped anyone transform their body, you will know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's one of the most frustrating things because, again, the motivation is high. Someone wants to change. They're ready to change. And it can kind of seem like you're not giving them, it's almost like you're holding back on the secrets when you say something like, yeah, you're on the right path. You just need to keep going, right? Because people don't want to hear that. People, again, if you're thinking about this from your own perspective and you're like, oh, well, if I was told that while I was, dieting down, it can be a little bit demotivating because you're like, all right, well, can I not be doing something else? Maybe a little tweak here, or should I look for this, or is there something I can be doing? Anything I can tweak, right? And again, it's a bit of a cop out. It seems like a bit of a cop out, and it seems like I'm holding back on some sort of secrets when I say you're on the right path. You just need to keep doing it, And this is one of the infuriating things about all this health and fitness stuff, and that is the fact that you have to have patience. You have to make a change, make a tweak, and then wait. You just have to consistently do that, whatever that tweak is. Maybe it's a calorie drop, maybe it's an increase in volume, an exercise change, or whatever. And you just have to continually do that, and then you will see results from it. Or, again, you might not see results, and then you need to make a further tweak, But you have to continually do it. You have to give it a period of time to effectively incubate, and then the results come from that, right? And I know everyone wants to just effectively make the change, and then the next day wake up with the change they want to see. If you drop your calories, you want to see the next morning you wake up, yes, I dropped 5 kilos, or however amount of weight you wanted to lose. You want to see that. You want to see those fast results, right? And unfortunately, it's just not the case that you can do that in this health and fitness sphere. Yeah, you probably can do that for 6-12 weeks and get this unreal transformation, but it's not a sustainable process in most instances, So I just want you to get it into your head that patience is a virtue, right? And this is especially true in all of this health and fitness stuff. And if you can master consistency and not look to the false idol of novelty, you are so much more likely to get the results that you want, And again, this is something, it sounds like I'm holding back on the secret. Here's the little magic thing. This is the tweak you need to make, But realistically, at the end of the day, most people, it's pretty straightforward what they need to do to get them to their goals, right? It could be just, you need to reduce your calories. You want to lose some weight, you need to drop your calories. We'll say 300 to 500 calories, right? And that slow, steady progress gets you where you want to be. But once you do that, you're kind of like, all right, well, I'm waiting for this to kind of kick in and start, doing something. So in the meantime, can I do something else? And you kind of jump the gun and start doing more and more and more. And then all of a sudden it becomes overwhelming and you've forgotten about the baseline thing because you were trying to focus on some, complex timing of the calories you were eating. You were like, I tried to get like some intermittent fasting protocol. I saw that was the best. And then all of a sudden you're not actually following the calorie level that you need to follow to get the results, So complexifying things and seeking this novelty, something else, something new, what can I do next? What can I do next? It is something that pulls so many people off track with what they want to do and what they set out to achieve, that it's just better to spend a period of time gaining the skill of patience and effectively just picking one thing, working on that, executing on that, and nailing that down. Whatever it is, if it's tidying up the diet, it's like, right, that's my main thing right now. Again, if you have someone guiding you, like you're in one of our coaching programs or whatever, you can kind of bypass a few steps. But if you're doing this on your own and you are effectively trying to get into the best shape, health, whatever, increase your performance, whatever it is that your goal is, if you are trying to do that on your own and you've never done it before, you effectively have to realize that, failure is part of the process. You are going to have to learn. There's not someone there holding your hand, guiding you through the process, picking you up when you fall down. So what you really need to have is patience with yourself and with the process. Because again, if you don't have someone there guiding you, it is very hard to know the stumbling blocks that are going to come up, to have the perfect plan in place from the offset. So you're going to naturally have to tweak things over time. And again, this is something that top level coaches, whatever, will also do. They'll tweak the plan over time. But that's the key thing. It is over time. You have to let that time pass and effectively see what happens as a result. Like, I don't think anyone would change their calories or change their training program and expect that they lost all the weight overnight, or that they gained 30 kilos on their squat, in a day. Like, no one's realistically expecting that, from an actual, if I asked you, were you expecting that? But in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if, I just tweaked my calories and then tomorrow I woke up shredded, And again, this is what drives people to seek out this novelty, because, maybe there is this little one weird trick that I can do that, fixes everything, and all of a sudden my strength skyrockets, my body fat drops down, my muscle mass increases, my performance is great, health is unreal. Maybe there is that one weird trick, but quite often there really isn't. And effectively, what you really need to know is that one weird trick is patience. If you can master that and master being consistent with a plan of action over time, that adds up into actually achieving the result that you want to achieve, So take this away from the video. You need to master consistency rather than looking for novelty. Novelty is a false idol, a false god. You want to master consistency. For sure, there's going to be mistakes. For sure, you're going to focus on the wrong thing. For sure, all things that can go wrong will go wrong, right? But if you can master consistency, if you can master consistently hitting your calories, your macronutrients, or whatever diet strategy you have in place, if you can master consistently getting enough sleep, if you can master consistently getting enough general activity, steps, that kind of stuff, if you can master getting to the gym, whatever it is, 3 to 5 days per week, if you can master consistently doing all that, then that puts you into a position where you can tweak and, search out this novelty that, there is something that, that's the thing that we need to do to increase your results, But it's all irrelevant, because if you don't have that consistency nailed down, that's the thing. That's the thing that's going to get us 90%. Yeah, there might be this little one weird trick that we can do that'll tweak things, but that's giving us the last few percent that is based on the 90% here that we need to have mastered to even get this percent, Because again, like if you're constantly, every weekend, you're eating more calories than you need to achieve your goals. You're saying, oh yeah, I'm on 2,500 calories on my diet, and then I look at your calories, and every single week it's like Saturday, Sunday, 5,000, 6,000 calories on each of those days. It's like, well, you're not on 2,500 calories. You're not consistent with that, And if we just get you consistent with that, boom, all of a sudden results actually start happening, So it's, again, the consistency is what we need to do. Bringing in some random strategy like intermittent fasting or, carb backloading or refeeds or anything like that, it's irrelevant because you haven't mastered consistency. Same with your training program. If you are going, I want to gain 100 kilos on my squat, and I look at your training program and I notice that, you're actually not going consistently. You say you have a 4-day per week program, but some days you're 2 days per week, some days you're 4 days per week. Sometimes you try to catch up on your program, but that leaves you feeling too sore and you're back down to 2 to 3 days per week. Your program is not consistent. You are not consistently doing the same exercises. You're not consistently doing the same rep ranges. You're not consistently, actually having a perfectly periodized program for your goals, and things aren't consistent. You need to nail that before you start looking at these strange strategies that, potentially have validity in certain circumstances and for certain populations, but that's not you because you haven't mastered consistency yet. So that is the one thing I want you to take away from this video. Master consistency, and that will get you where you want to be. Of course, you have to master patience to actually effectively master consistency, but they gotta go hand in hand. So that's what I want you to take away from this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, of course, you can drop them below, or you can join the free Facebook group and discuss things in there.